Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us. So we are kicking off 2025 with you and looking at some ways to really crush those goals this year.
That's right.
And, we can't possibly cover everything in just, one deep dive, but
You're definitely right.
you've brought some really interesting content, I think, for us to jump into.
Yeah.
So we're going to be looking at Level Plus Career Hub, that YouTube channel, and then also Ali Abdaal. And both of those are really focused on success.
Yes. Very much about getting things done.
Yeah, but in kind of different ways.
Totally different approaches, I think.
Yeah. How would you sort of characterize?
Well, Level Plus Career Hub is much more, I think, about the long game.
Okay.
Building yourself up, the skills, the mindset, for the long term.
Got it.
And then Ali Abdaal is much more about the actionable tactics.
Okay.
Sort of the nuts and bolts of getting things done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all backed by research.
Yeah. So interesting contrast there.
Yeah, definitely.
And one of the things that we're going to uncover here is this idea, and I think it's from Ali Abdaal, that simply writing down your goals
Oh, yeah.
makes you way more likely to achieve them.
It's a crazy stat.
It is. It's amazing.
It is.
But before we even get to that, let's talk about this idea of goal clarity that Level Plus Career Hub talks about.
Yeah.
And they suggest thinking about goals beyond just, your schoolwork, or if you have a job, beyond just your job.
It's so easy to get tunnel vision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just thinking about that one thing that's right in front of you.
Right.
So they specifically talk about education, your career path, health,
Okay.
and even personal time
Oh, interesting.
for fun, for travel. It's about creating that balance, I
Yeah.
think, that so many of us crave.
Yeah, I like that. And they actually even have a book recommendation to help with that process,
They do.
which is What Color is Your Parachute for Teens by Hector Garcia.
I've heard that's a good one.
Yeah, have you ever considered, and this is a question for anyone listening, have you ever considered goals beyond just
The usual suspect.
the usual suspects? Like, it's interesting to think about what a truly fulfilling life would look like for you.
Absolutely designing a life you love, not just checking boxes.
Yeah, I like that.
But, even with a clear vision, you still need the right skills to navigate the future.
Right.
And Level Plus Career Hub highlights 3 key ones.
Okay, let's dive into those.
Yeah.
So first up is communication.
Of course.
No surprise there, right?
Right. I need to talk to people.
Yeah, but they emphasize it's more than just talking.
For sure.
It's influencing, connecting with others, really getting your ideas across effectively.
Right.
And they even have some classic book recommendations here to help you level up in this area.
Oh, yeah.
7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Those are classics for a reason.
They are, but, as I was reading these, I was thinking, I wonder what newer resources are out there.
That's a really good point.
Because communication is constantly evolving,
It is.
with technology.
Social dynamics.
Yeah. So maybe that's something we can dig into on a future deep dive.
I like it. I like it.
All right. So that's communication.
Yep.
Second skill they highlight is adaptability and resilience.
Oh, that's huge these days.
It is.
It is.
It's all about thriving in a world that is changing faster than ever before.
You got it.
Being able to roll with the punches and bounce back from setbacks.
Which is so crucial, right? I mean, think about it. Technology, the job market, even the climate.
Yeah.
It's all in flux.
It is.
So being able to adapt and learn is going to be essential no matter what path you choose.
Totally. And it's not just about surviving change.
Yeah.
It's about thriving in the midst of it.
Exactly.
And then finally, we've got personal development.
Okay.
Focusing on your mindset, building good habits,
Mm-hmm.
constantly improving yourself.
This ties back beautifully, I think,
It does.
to that well-rounded life idea we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
It's about expanding who you are, not just what you can do.
I love that. And for this, they recommend 2 books that I think have become self-help staples at this point. Hyperfocus by Chris Bailey to help you hone your focus. And then Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is all about building those tiny habits that lead to big changes.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
Yeah, so we've got a solid foundation, I think, with goal clarity
I think so.
and some essential skills. But then the question becomes, okay, how do we actually make those goals happen?
Yeah. How do we actually do it?
And this is where Ali Abdaal's 5 strategies come in.
Okay, bring it on.
Okay, so he starts with a really simple one. Write your goals down.
Oh, okay.
I know it sounds basic,
Okay. Basic.
like almost too simple.
Yeah.
But research from Dominican University found that people who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them.
That's a huge difference.
And massive.
For just putting pen to paper.
Just writing it down.
It's crazy. crazy.
So I'm curious, what do you think is behind that? Is it just making it official?
Well,
Or is there something more?
I think it's probably a combination of things, right?
Yeah.
Putting it in writing forces you to clarify what you want.
Okay.
It's also a form of commitment,
Okay.
almost like signing a contract with yourself.
Okay.
And each time you review those written goals, you're reinforcing that commitment.
Got it.
You're reminding yourself of what you're working toward.
So speaking of review,
Yes.
that's Ali Abdaal's second strategy.
Right.
He says we have to harness the power of what's called the reticular activating system.
Okay.
Now that sounds a little intimidating.
A little bit.
What exactly is that, and how can it help us achieve our goals?
So think of it as your brain's filter.
Oh.
It's constantly scanning your environment for information that's relevant to you.
Got it.
So the more you focus on your goals, the more sensitive your reticular activating system becomes to noticing opportunities and information that can help you achieve them.
So it's like you suddenly start seeing the path forward more clearly because you're focused on it.
Exactly. You're priming your brain to look for those things.
That's so interesting. So it's not magic, but it kind of feels like it.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Yeah, Ali Abdaal recommends reviewing your quarterly goals every week
Okay.
and your daily priorities every single day.
Every day.
So it's really about keeping those goals top of mind
Front and center.
so that your brain can do its work
Exactly.
and finding ways to make it happen.
It's about actively directing your attention, not just passively hoping things will work out.
I like that. All right, so his third strategy then is monitoring your progress.
Okay.
So it's not just about setting the goals and forgetting about them.
No.
It's about actively tracking, your wins, your challenges, everything in between.
And guess what?
What?
There's a ton of research behind this.
Really?
A meta-analysis of 138 studies confirmed that monitoring your progress significantly increases your chances of success.
Wow.
So this isn't just some self-help guru's opinion. This is science.
I like it when science backs it up.
Me too, me too.
Yeah. It's like having science on your side as you're working towards your goals.
Exactly.
So Ali suggests a really simple red, yellow, green system for tracking progress.
I like that.
But the key is to find a method that works for you.
Absolutely.
It could be a spreadsheet, it could be a bullet journal.
A whiteboard,
Yeah, just a notepad on your phone.
whatever works.
Yeah, what matters is that you're actively paying attention to your journey.
I think that's a really good point.
What are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. I think the key is finding a system that you'll actually stick with.
Yeah.
Right? Because some people thrive on visual trackers.
Mm-hmm.
Others prefer a more minimalist approach.
Yeah.
The point is to make your progress tangible.
Right.
And I think even more importantly, celebrate those small wins along the way.
Yeah.
Because those little victories,
They keep you going.
they can be so motivating.
Yeah.
And they help you stay committed for the long haul.
I love that. It's like giving yourself a pat on the back
Yeah, exactly.
every step of the way.
Little rewards along the way.
All right. So are you ready for strategy number 4?
Hey, babe.
This one is all about getting real about the obstacles that you might face.
Mm-hmm.
And this is called the WOOP-P method.
Woo!
Wish Outcome Obstacle Plan.
I like it.
And what I think is really interesting here is that it goes beyond just the positive visualization.
Yeah, which actually some studies suggest can be counterproductive.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so this is kind of flipping that on its head.
Okay.
The WOOP method acknowledges that there will be challenges
Right.
and encourages you to plan for them in advance.
So it's being prepared,
It's like being prepared.
not just optimistic.
Exactly.
Yeah. So instead of just picturing yourself, crossing the finish line,
Right.
you're mentally rehearsing how you'll handle those hurdles along the way.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Like having a game plan for success,
Mhm.
complete with backup strategies.
Yeah. And it turns those potential roadblocks, I think, into opportunities for growth and problem solving.
I love that. Reframing it that way.
Yeah. All right. So on to his fifth and final strategy. And this one is a big one.
Okay.
It's tying your goals to your identity.
Oh, this is good.
So this is really where I think the psychology of goal setting comes in.
It does.
It's not just about the steps you take.
Right.
It's about how you view yourself in relation to those goals.
How you see yourself
Yeah.
in the context of what you're trying to achieve.
Exactly. And he suggests shifting your language from those I will statements to I am statements.
Oh, okay.
So instead of saying I will
And you
exercise,
say, I am a healthy person.
I am a healthy person.
I love that.
It's subtle, but it really gets to the core of who you want to be,
It does.
doesn't it?
It's powerful.
It's really powerful.
It's about aligning your actions with your self-image.
Mhm.
And you know what? It's backed by research.
Is it really?
Yeah, studies have shown that people are more likely to take action when they see it as a reflection of their identity.
That's so interesting.
Isn't that fascinating?
So it's not just about what you do.
Yeah,
It's about who you believe you are.
exactly.
And that's what changes the game.
Totally.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's about embodying the qualities and values that align with your goals.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, achieving those goals becomes a natural extension of who you are.
Like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
But in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah, so it's less about willpower, I think,
Mhm.
and more about aligning your actions with your core beliefs,
Your core values.
which is a pretty profound shift in perspective.
It is.
Now, before we move on, I want to note that Ali Abdaal also cautions against setting too many goals.
Ah, yes.
And he talks about Cal Newport's book, Slow Productivity,
Mhm.
which emphasizes doing less, but doing it well.
That's such an important message today.
It is.
Isn't it? I mean, we're constantly bombarded with these messages.
Do more, be more, achieve more.
Achieve more.
Yeah, and it can be overwhelming.
It's exhausting.
It is.
And it can actually, I think, hinder our progress.
I've definitely fallen into that trap myself.
Oh, me too.
Trying to juggle too many things at once
Yeah.
and then ending up feeling completely overwhelmed and scattered.
Spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah,
You can't give your best at anything.
exactly. Have you ever experienced that?
Absolutely, all the time. I think
Yeah.
it's a really common struggle.
Yeah. But I love how slow productivity challenges us to kind of reevaluate our priorities
Mm-hmm.
and to focus on doing a few things really well.
Instead of trying to do everything
Yeah.
and ending up doing it all poorly.
Yeah, it's not about becoming like superhuman and multitasking.
Right.
It's about choosing your battles wisely
Choosing your battles.
and focusing your energy where it matters most.
I could love that.
Yeah, and sometimes that means saying no to good opportunities.
Oh, that's hard.
It is
It's so
to
important.
make room for the great ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's about being intentional with your time and your energy.
so powerful. I think that's a good place to pause for now. We've covered a lot in this first part,
Oh,
our deep dives.
That's the good stuff.
but we're going to come back in part 2,
We'll be back.
and we're going to dig into even more.
More to come.
So stay tuned.
Stay with us.
All right, welcome back to your deep dive. So in this part, we are going to shift, I think, from the what of goal setting
Okay.
to the how.
I like it.
So we've laid out some powerful strategies, from defining those goals across different areas of your life to Ali Abdaal's 5 evidence-based tactics.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really exciting, I think, is that we're going to take these strategies and make them work for you.
That's the key, isn't it? It's not about just copying someone else's blueprint.
Right.
It's about finding what resonates with you
Yeah.
and adapting it to your own unique journey.
I love that it's like we're building a custom toolkit
Yeah.
for achieving your goals.
Love it.
So to start off, I want to revisit that statistic about writing down your goals.
Okay.
That 42% increase in achievement just from putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard,
It's powerful.
it's pretty compelling.
It is.
So why do you think that is?
Well, I think it really highlights how powerful just a simple act of commitment can be.
Okay.
Think about it. When you write something down, you're making it real.
Mm-hmm.
It's tangible. It's no longer just a fleeting thought.
Right.
It's a declaration of intent.
Yeah. It's like you're solidifying that goal in the universe.
I like that.
Yeah. Making it more likely to manifest.
All right. I'm with you.
But it's not enough to just write it down once and forget about it.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
That's where Ali Abdaal's second strategy comes in.
Right.
Reviewing your goals regularly.
Right.
And remember we talked about the reticular activating system.
Yes. That brain filter.
That filter in your brain.
Yes.
That helps you notice things that are important to you.
It's like a little spotlight
Yeah.
highlighting the things that matter.
So the more you focus on your goals, the more your brain starts picking up on opportunities and information that can help you achieve them. It's like you're training your brain to be your own personal goal-achieving assistant.
I love that.
Right.
That's a great way to think about it.
So Ali Abdaal suggests reviewing your quarterly goals every week
Okay.
and your daily priorities every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Keep those front and center.
What do you think about that? Does that feel overwhelming or does it feel empowering?
I think it depends on the person
Yeah.
and how they approach goal setting.
Right.
Some people might thrive on that structure and accountability, while others might find it too rigid.
Yeah,
So the key, I think, is to find a rhythm that works for you.
totally.
What about you? How do you approach it?
I like to do a weekly check-in
Okay.
with my goals.
Yeah.
And then I try to incorporate them into my daily planning as well.
That's a great approach, I think.
Yeah.
And it highlights that there's no one-size-fits-all solution here.
Right.
It's about finding what resonates with you and what helps you stay focused and motivated.
And speaking of staying motivated,
Yes.
let's talk about Ali Abdaal's third strategy,
Right.
monitoring your progress.
Okay.
So this is where you get to see your hard work paying off.
Yes, love it.
And celebrate those wins along the way.
So important. And I think we often forget to do that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, we get so focused on the end goal
Right.
that we forget to celebrate the small wins along the way.
And those little victories can provide such a huge boost of motivation.
Totally.
And they help you stay committed even when things get tough.
So Ali Abdaal uses a simple red, yellow, green system to track his progress.
Okay.
Green for things that are going well, yellow for areas that need attention,
Makes sense.
and red for things that are off track.
Okay.
Have you ever tried a visual tracking system like that?
I have. I've definitely played around with different visual trackers. I find it really helpful to see my progress laid out visually.
Yeah.
But again, it's about finding what works for you.
Right.
Some people prefer spreadsheets, others like bullet journals. Whatever it is, I think the point is to make that progress tangible
Yeah.
and use it as a tool to stay on track.
What are some other ways that people can track their progress?
Well, it doesn't always have to be a formal system.
Yeah.
It could be as simple as keeping a journal where you reflect on your wins and your challenges each day.
Okay.
Or you could create a vision board where you visually represent your goals
Ooh, I love that.
and track your progress towards them.
I love that idea of a vision board.
Yeah.
It's like a visual reminder of those goals
Yeah.
and what you're capable of achieving.
Totally.
So even with the best planning and tracking, we all know there will be bumps in the road,
Right.
right? And that's where Ali Abdaal's fourth strategy comes in.
Okay.
Visualizing obstacles and planning for them.
All right. So this is where we get proactive.
Right.
We anticipate those challenges before they even arise.
Instead of just hoping for the best, you're being prepared for anything.
Prepared for anything. I love it.
So the WOP method.
Yes.
Wish Outcome Obstacle Plan.
Oop, there it is.
It's a great tool for this because it encourages you to not only visualize your desired outcome,
Right.
but also identify those potential obstacles.
And create a plan for overcoming them.
Yeah, so it's like creating a mental map of your journey,
I love that.
right, with potential detours and alternate routes.
Totally. It takes the fear out of the unknown,
Yeah.
and it helps you approach those challenges with confidence.
Yeah, imagine you're working towards a goal and you hit a roadblock.
Ah.
But instead of feeling discouraged or giving up,
Yeah.
you can pull out your WOOP plan
We got it.
and say, okay, I knew this might happen and I've already got a strategy in place.
So empowering.
Yeah.
It's like having that toolkit ready to go
It is.
when those challenges inevitably pop up.
And they will.
They always do.
So it's not about avoiding challenges altogether.
Right.
It's about being mentally and emotionally prepared to handle them when they arise.
I love how proactive and empowering that is. It's like taking control of the situation.
Yes.
Instead of letting the situation control you.
Okay, so now his fifth and final strategy.
Okay, the grand finale.
This is all about connecting your goals to your identity.
Yes, we touched on this earlier.
We did.
But I think it's worth diving a little deeper.
It is.
Because it's such a powerful concept.
It is.
It's not just about setting goals. It's
Yeah.
about becoming the person who achieves those goals.
Yeah, aligning your actions with your self-image
Yes.
and who you want to be in the world.
That's so key.
Yeah. And he talks about shifting from I will statements
Yeah.
to I am statements.
Yeah.
So instead of saying I will start a business,
You say, I am an entrepreneur.
I am an entrepreneur.
I love it.
How do you think that shift in language impacts your mindset?
It's subtle, but I think it can be incredibly powerful
It is.
because when you identify as someone who embodies certain qualities, like an entrepreneur or a healthy person or a writer or an artist,
Right.
you start to make decisions and take actions that are consistent with that identity.
Right. It's like stepping into a role.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that role comes with certain expectations and behaviors.
Totally. It's like you're saying to yourself, this is who I am and this is what I do.
Yeah. It's a powerful way to reinforce your commitment to those goals and make them feel more achievable.
It's about aligning your inner world with your outer world.
And remember the research.
Yes.
People are more likely to take action when they see it as a reflection of their identity.
It's not just about feeling good. It's a strategy backed by science.
Yes,
We love that.
we do. So if you're feeling stuck or unmotivated,
Yeah,
try reframing your goals in terms of your identity.
I love that.
Ask yourself, Who do I need to be to achieve this goal?
Such a good question.
And see how that shifts your perspective and your actions.
It can be really transformative.
Okay, now before we wrap up this part, I want to bring up one more important point that Ali Abdaal touches on.
Okay.
The danger of setting too many goals.
Too much of a good thing.
Right. And he references Cal Newport's book, Slow Productivity, which advocates for doing less, but doing it well.
Oh, that's so important in today's world.
It is.
Right? With that whole hustle culture mentality.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yes.
Juggling too many projects.
Yeah.
Feeling stretched thin. And ultimately not giving our best to anything.
It's like spreading yourself too thin.
Exactly.
So slow productivity encourages us to kind of slow down, be more intentional with our time and energy, and focus on doing a few things exceptionally well.
I think that's so crucial.
It is.
It's about quality over quantity.
What are your thoughts on finding that balance?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
I think the key is being honest with ourselves about our capacity.
Okay.
And prioritizing quality over quantity.
Yeah, it's better to achieve a few meaningful goals
Absolutely.
and to spread ourselves too thin and accomplish nothing.
Less is truly more.
Less is truly more.
Sometimes you just got to let go.
Yeah, it's about being selective, focusing on what matters most and giving yourself permission to say no
Yes. Permission to say no.
to things that don't align
I love that.
with your goals.
Yeah.
So as you continue your journey of setting and achieving goals this year, remember to be mindful of this balance.
Yes.
Don't fall into that trap of trying to do it all.
You can't do it all.
Choose a few key areas.
Yeah.
Create a plan, track your progress,
Absolutely.
and be prepared for those challenges along the way.
You got it.
And most importantly, believe in yourself
Yes.
and your ability to achieve amazing things.
You are capable of amazing things.
All right, so get ready, because in part 3, we're going to explore even more resources and insights that can help you turn those goals into reality. And we are back for the final part of your deep dive. You made it.
We're in the home stretch now.
We've covered so much ground,
Yeah.
From goal clarity to all of Ali Abdaal's fantastic strategies.
You've got a lot to work with already.
You do. And I think what's really cool about all of this is that you've started crafting this personalized plan
Yeah.
to make this your best year yet, 2025.
That's the goal,
Yeah,
right?
It is, but we've got a few more insights for you, I think.
Oh, there's always more.
Yeah. So remember how Level++ Career Hub stressed those future-proof skills?
Yes.
The communication, the adaptability, resilience, personal development.
Important.
Those are huge.
Yeah.
And it hit me that those aren't just for landing a job.
Yeah.
Those are for navigating life,
Absolutely.
whether it's relationships, family hobbies, anything.
Anything you do.
Like, just think about it being a great communicator.
It helps you in every aspect of life.
It does.
Express yourself, build stronger connections, resolve conflicts.
Right.
It's invaluable.
And in a world that is constantly changing,
Yeah.
being adaptable and resilient.
It's how you roll with the punches.
It is.
You know how you bounce back from setbacks.
Yeah, it's like having built-in shock absorbers for all of life's ups and downs.
I like that analogy.
And then, those book recommendations from that video,
Yeah.
The 7 Habits, How to Win Friends, Hyperfocus, Atomic Habit.
Classics.
Those are classics for a reason.
They've stood the test of time.
I have.
They've helped millions of people.
It makes me want to build a whole reading list
Oh, me too.
around this deep dive.
That's a great idea.
Maybe that's something we can do for, all of you listening,
I like it.
like a curated
Yeah.
list of resources.
In a deep dive library.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, so now I want to shift gears back to some of Ali Abdaal's strategies.
Okay.
And one that really stuck with me was tying those goals to your identity.
Oh, those I am statements.
Those I am statements, they're more than just words.
Right.
It's about changing how you see yourself.
Yeah. And that can lead to lasting change.
Right.
Because if you see yourself as a healthy person, you're more likely to make healthy choices.
Right.
If you identify as an artist, you're more likely to create.
It's like you're giving yourself permission to step into that role.
Exactly.
But then the actions follow naturally.
The actions follow the identity.
Yeah.
That's the key.
And it's not just a feel-good tactic.
Oh.
It's backed by research.
Science says so.
So as you work towards those 2025 goals,
Yeah.
remember to ask yourself, who do I need to be to achieve this?
Such a powerful question.
It is.
It can unlock so much motivation and clarity.
Now, before we wrap up your deep dive, I want to bring it back to, I think, one of those important points.
What's that?
Action.
Oh, yes.
Both Level++ Career Hub and Ali Abdaal emphasize that it's not enough to just dream big.
Gotta take action.
You have to do something.
Dreams without action are just dreams.
They're just wishes.
Wishes.
But we've given you more than just wishes, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've equipped you with concrete strategies.
You got a whole toolkit now.
You've got book recommendations.
Oh, library.
And you've got, I think, a new perspective
Yeah.
on how to approach goal setting.
It's a whole new way of thinking about it.
So, as we wrap up this final part, I have a challenge for you.
Oh, I love a good challenge.
What's one small action that you can take today?
Today.
Based on what we've discussed.
Okay.
Something tangible, something you can commit to right now.
Yeah, it could happen.
Maybe it's writing down your top 3 goals.
Okay.
Maybe it's scheduling a time to review those goals regularly.
Love it.
Maybe it's identifying one obstacle that you need to overcome.
Good one.
Whatever it is, take action.
Do it.
Don't let these insights just fade away.
Put them into practice.
Make them a part of your journey.
We believe in you.
We do.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
The real magic happens when you take what you've learned and you apply it to your own unique life.
So go out there and make 2025 your year.
Crush those goals.
Embrace the journey. And remember, we're always here to cheer you on.
We're rooting for you.